Andrea from Andrea Speaks TV, back to bring you commentary you can use. I want to say happy Monday to everyone. I hope that you and your family are doing well. As you come in, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I just want to say thank you all so much for continuing to support the channel. The channel is growing. And I just want to give a big shout out to you and you and you and you for your support. Listen, I'm going to give maybe about 2 minutes for everyone to come in. But listen, as I was doing some research earlier, I was out and about running some errands. And I had a chance to kind of, maybe catch up on some news stories. And I have two news stories that you need to know about. So again, I want to say hello to everyone tuning in now, or if you're watching by replay, be sure to say hello in the chat. I always say this is an interactive channel. I like to interact with my supporters. So make sure if you're tuning in now, or if you're watching the replay, make sure you say hello, okay? All right, so again, today is Monday. I hope that you and your family are having a marvelous Monday. You won't believe the two stories that I want to tell you about, okay? So I want to give maybe another minute just to give everyone a chance, because I know sometimes YouTube may not notify you all right away. So I'll give it maybe another minute just to give everyone a chance to tune in, okay? You all make sure, are you able to see me? Can you hear me clearly? You all let me know if there's anything wrong on your end, okay? We'll get started in just a minute. You may want to grab a glass of water or maybe a snack. Maybe you want to grab a notepad, okay? Maybe you want to take notes. So whatever you need to do, I'll give it another minute and we will get started. Someone let me know, are you all able to see me and hear me clearly? Could you let me know, please? I promise I won't keep you all long. I have two stories that I feel like you all need to know about, okay? All right, so we'll give everyone another minute to join us. I would like to say while we're waiting for others to come in, if you have not subscribed to the channel, if you're watching for the first time, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay connected and informed whenever I do upload new content every week. Also, if you're on Instagram, I do have an Instagram page. You can follow me at Andrea Speaks TV. Again, you can follow me on Instagram at Andrea Speaks TV. And if you are already subscribed to the channel, again, I want to say thank you for your continuous support. All right, so we'll be getting started in less than a minute. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your Monday to tune in with me. How are you all doing? Where I am, which is in the southeast part of the United States, the weather is very warm. It's, on this particular day, this Monday, July 18th, it is fairly hot outside. So if you are going to go outside, I think it's hot pretty much all across the country. So I do want to say that if you are going to go outside, make sure that you take some water with you so you can stay hydrated and take care of yourself. Okay. All right. So we got about maybe another 15 seconds for everyone to join in. Thank you. Thank you for those who are watching now live, or if you're watching by replay. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Okay. You all let me know where you're tuning in from. Okay. Are you all able to see me and hear me clearly? Everyone can see me and hear me clearly. If you could let me know, please. Pretty please. All right. Okay, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get started. You're wondering, who am I? I am Andrea, the host of Andrea Speaks TV. I'm here to bring you commentary you can use. So I do go live each week. I upload videos each week. So if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would like to invite you to become a subscriber. That way you can stay informed, you can stay updated, you can stay connected whenever I do upload new content every single week. Okay, y'all. So there are two stories. Okay, I had some time to sit down today while I was waiting to get some things done. And I found two stories that I felt like I wanted to share with you get your thoughts and your opinion on. Okay, one of those stories, it was actually reported back on June 24th, 2022, which was what, last month, right? Just a few weeks ago. And this information comes from U.S. News World Report. Now, the topic that I want to speak about first, the topic is that the United Nations Secretary General, okay, his name is Antonio Guterres. He has warned, and I reported on this earlier, but the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has warned the world faces, and I quote, a catastrophe. Okay, he said the world faces a catastrophe because of the growing shortage of food around the globe. So you all know right here on the channel, I've been talking about food shortages for months, right? I was talking about food shortages at a time when not a lot of people were talking about it. Okay, so you all know I've been doing some research on this topic for quite some time now. And not only have I reported on it, but I've actually taken you all inside of the grocery stores with me, the Walmarts, the farmers markets, different stores, and I've given you a glimpse. I've shown you exactly what I'm seeing in my area. And many of you all share with me, hey, Andrea, I'm seeing the same thing in my area. I went in the store this day. I saw this. Then a few weeks later, or even in the same week, I was seeing less and less on the shelves. Okay. So we talked and communicated about this. So I want to give you an update, or I want to talk about what was said. Now, I've said this before right here on the channel. I feel like we're living in a time where more and more, if nothing else, is teaching us to become more and more self-sufficient as much as we can. For example, if we know that they're saying, if you're like me and you have seen firsthand that food shortages are happening in your area, I would encourage you to do things like growing your own food, having a home garden, canning your food, finding ways to preserve your food, whether it's canning, dehydrating your food. Even some people have a method to freeze dry their food. So, there are many different ways, many different solutions. So I do encourage you to do your research. Even right here on the channel, I have a whole entire playlist where I've covered food shortages as well as home gardening. So if you haven't already, make sure you check out that on my channel. Make sure you check out those videos, those playlists on my channel as well. Okay, so let me get back to the topic at hand. Again, the first topic, I'm talking about two topics, so I promise not to keep you long. But the first topic, I want to talk to you about the U.S. News World Report that the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has warned the world faces, and I quote, a catastrophe because of the growing shortage of food around the globe. Okay. He also cited that the war in Ukraine has added to the disruptions caused by climate change. Now, you all know, I've talked about that before, many of our world leaders, our government officials, for whatever is happening, for many of the things that are happening, they tend to point to the war in Ukraine and also climate change, being the causes of many of the different events that we're seeing in situations that are occurring. Okay, so he cited, he being the United Nations Secretary General, cited the war in Ukraine has added to the disruptions caused by climate change, the pandemic, and in what he calls inequality. They have produced and I quote, unprecedented global hunger crisis already affecting hundreds of millions of people. Okay. He was also quoted as saying there is a real risk. Now listen to this, y'all. I also want to get your opinion on this. So make sure you leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this. He was also quoted as saying there is a real risk. Listen to this, y'all. He said there is a real risk that multiple famines. Okay. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? He's quoted as saying that there is a real risk that multiple famines. Okay. Now I know we talked about, we called it a food crisis, a global food crisis. But this is the first time that I'm really hearing it referred to as a famine. I don't know if I've referred to it as a famine right here on the channel, But listen to what he's saying, okay? Hello to everyone tuning in. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Say hello in the chat. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the topic, okay? So again, he was quoted saying there's a real risk that multiple famines will be declared in 2022. Now, what do y'all think about that? Okay. And he also said that the year 2023, which is what, just a few months away, right? He said the year 2023 could be even worse. Okay. He also noted that harvests across the continents of Asia, Africa, and the Americas will take a hit as farmers around the world struggle to cope with rising fertilizer and energy prices. And we talked about that right here on the channel. We talked about how, I've shared I have shared my concerns, particularly for the United States, the fact that it doesn't quite seem that we are as what I call energy independent as we should be. So you all let me know your thoughts on that. But he's saying farmers all around the world, okay, farmers all around the world are dealing with rising fertilizer shortages, as well as rising energy prices. Okay. All right. Be sure to like this video, share this video, and excuse me, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Okay. Now, the United Nations Secretary General was also quoted as saying this year's food access. Now, listen to this, y'all. Okay. He said that this year's food access could become next year's global food shortage. He said that no country, he's claiming, will be immune to the social and economic repercussions of such a catastrophe. Okay, so you all let me know. There are quite a few people, maybe some people that we've talked about this also on the channel. There are people that don't believe that there's a food shortage. Some people believe that, there is quite an abundance of food, but that some kind of way, the grocery stores, or the suppliers are withholding some of the food. There have been accusations of that. You all let me know your thoughts on that. I've been in the store different times, and I've seen where even in the same week, one day, the shelves look bare, the tables look bare, and then I go in maybe a few days later or around the holiday season, and everything is back to normal. Like the shelves are plenty, the tables are plenty, food is well stocked. Although I do see that prices are much higher. I even shared this in a recent video. I said the one food item that I can say that I've seen that has consistently been the same price. I haven't seen it go up or down, are bananas. Okay, for the longest, where I shop at the local farmers market, it seemed like bananas have been 59 cents a pound for the longest. So I haven't really seen an increase or decrease in the price or availability of bananas. Okay, you all let me know, are you seeing the same thing? What are your thoughts on this topic? Okay, so the first topic, the first of two topics that I share with you all, is that the United Nations Secretary General, he's warned the world faces a catastrophe due to the growing shortage of food around the globe. And he also says that it's increasing because farmers are seeing a rise in fertilizer due to what they call a fertilizer shortage, as well as rising energy prices. I'm also going to be covering this in another video, but I do want to touch on this topic. I haven't really researched it. I just saw the headline. You all let me know if you have some insight on this, but I also saw reports where farmers were, I believe, rushing to sell their cattle. I don't know if they're not able to take care of the cattle. I don't know if it's due to the heat wave, lack of water, but I'm also seeing reports of that as well. And all of this is very concerning because even though, we look at it, as consumers, you and I, we look at it like, okay, well, if they're selling off the cattle, either that means that there's, going to be a I don't know, it could affect the availability or price of meat prices, right? But then it's also concerning because quite naturally, this is a way of life for many of these farmers. They just like if you're growing food, you're raising cattle, they intend on eventually getting money, um, for raising, selling, processing, these cattle. So I'm going to be doing some more research on that. I'll bring you all an update. If you do have some insight on that topic, please make sure that you post it below in the comments so that I can share the information and we can all be informed. Okay. All right. So that's the first topic. Now, this second topic, y'all, when I heard about it, and even when I saw the video, I could not believe what I was hearing and seeing. Okay. So the second topic number two that I want to cover with you all, this information actually comes from NBC News. And the topic centers around the fact that New York City, okay, New York City, specifically the New York City Emergency Management Agency, they have actually put out a PSA, a public service announcement, and it was focused on telling the people of New York City how they can stay safe and prepare from, or actually, the video focused on how the citizens of New York City can stay safe from a nuclear attack. Now, a lot of people, it raised many eyebrows because it's like, okay, why are you telling? It's almost like, okay, why are you telling us this? Like, what's about to happen? Do you know something is coming? What's really going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't that have you like, okay, wait a minute, like, why are you telling us this? Like, what's really going on? What do you know that we don't know? Okay, so I want to bring you some information on this. Again, this information comes from NBC News. You all let me know, have you heard about this? Have you seen the video? It's quite alarming, but let me give you some details. Let's see. Okay, so I took some notes. I actually did, I watched two videos about this. I watched the NBC News coverage as well as the actual, um, the public service announcement from the New York City Emergency Management Agency. But let me go ahead and share what I know, okay? All right, so again, this comes from NBC News. New York City sends a public service announcement focused on how to stay safe from a nuclear attack, okay? Um, Someone named Christina Farrell, who is the first deputy commissioner of New York City Emergency Management, she was quoted as saying that the public service announcement was basically, and I quote, an effort to provide straightforward advice around a difficult topic. Okay, so as many people had questions, certainly maybe you and I, just like we have questions like, what's going on? Why is this being put out there? Should we be afraid? Should we be alarmed? Now, I don't live in New York City, but definitely I live in an area where, many people live, heavily populated. So it makes me, kind of concerned. Like, okay, if they told the people of New York that, could you and I expect to hear something similar in our area? So it definitely caught my attention. I don't see it being at the forefront of news. And you all know right here on the channel, a lot of times I look for stories that's not being, on the front page, because a lot of times things are going on that we need to know about, but we don't know about them because of all the other distractions that are going on. Okay. All right. So I did get a chance to watch the video. You can do a simple search. If you type in New York City or NYC, PSA nuclear attack or nuclear war, the video will come up. Okay. So basically, the video gave 3 direct instructions, okay, on preparing or staying safe during a nuclear attack. One, they said, this is all coming from the video, you can watch it. One, they said to get inside. They said a couple of other things, but these were the 3 main points. They said to, according to the video, they said to get inside, and stay tuned, okay? You can go and check for yourself. Now, let's see. Now, the New York City Emergency Management, okay, of course, about this being put out, many people were kind of startled, frightened, things of that nature. And so the New York City Emergency Management actually put out a statement. They gave a statement about why they released the video. And they did say that people, because many people were concerned, you know, should I be worried? A lot of people may have been thinking, should I be worried? Should I take action? What does this mean? So the New York City Emergency Management gave this statement and said, and I quote, the likelihood of a nuclear weapon incident occurring I'm sorry, let me start over, okay? The New York City Emergency Management gave this statement, okay? They said, and I quote, the likelihood of a nuclear weapon incident occurring in or near New York City is very low, okay? That's according to the New York City Department of Emergency Management, okay? Eric Adams, who I believe is the mayor of New York City, said that this move comes amid rising tensions in Ukraine. Okay, he was quoted as saying, "I'm a big believer in being in better safe." I'm sorry, he was quoted as saying, "I'm a big believer in better safe than sorry." Also, during the NBC News video, they interviewed several New Yorkers who were walking the streets, and they also admitted that they were not prepared. In the event that there was a nuclear attack, and some one lady even admitted that she did not know what to do if something like that happened. So very concerning. You know, why would they just put this information out there when there are many other things that are going on? Maybe, you know, other things that people in New York City as well as around the world could prepare for. Why all of a sudden now is the city of New York City, why did they put out this video, this public service announcement or PSA, telling their people how to prepare or how to stay safe, rather, during a nuclear attack? So if you haven't watched that video, you can just search it right here on YouTube. It's there for you to see. I want you to, as a matter of fact, I want you to look at it, come back to my video, leave me a comment. Let me know, what were your initial thoughts about that? What do you think is really going on? Okay. All right, y'all. So I want to say again, thank you so much for supporting me right here on Andrea Speaks TV. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Leave me some feedback. Leave me a comment. Share this video with your family members and friends. And make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay connected, informed whenever I do upload new content every week. All right. Y'all take care. See you soon. And I'll be back with more information and commentary you can use right here on Andrea Speaks TV. Y'all take care, and thank you for watching. Y'all take care.